Good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to this week's live craft and chat, where we craft and chat live. My queen's over there. It's going to come over here, but it's not yet. So welcome. The chat was going crazy before the stream today. So all the early birds, good morning and hello, and how are you? If you can let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me and all the standard live things. So I'm just trying to check who was first in the chat as far as I could see. I thought it was John O'Brien, according to me, but yeah, I think it was John, but I'm not 100% certain. So good morning to everybody. So I've had a week. It's been a week of fun stuff. I've actually got an extra light here, and I've just realized I didn't check to see if it made my glasses glare, and it does. I've had an interesting week. So did you know that you could have something a little bit dislocated? I wasn't aware that was a thing. I thought it was like dislocated or not. I didn't realize there was like an in-betweeny. Turns out that I've had a little bit dislocated shoulder for a couple of months. And so in that time, and it didn't hurt. But when I was at the gym trying to do all these new things I'm trying to do, I realized there was a point where I actually couldn't lift my my left arm, but I couldn't lift it like above my above the shoulder sort of thing at all. And I'm like, no pain, just would not do it. And it was so weird. Anyway, so I went and saw someone about it. And they were like, yeah, it's a little bit dislocated. I was just like, what? So they've put it back in. No pain before, plenty of pain since. I'm making up for all the no pain. So yesterday I went and had a massage to try and deal with, and then and he was like, okay, so we've done a lot, and tomorrow you're gonna feel it. And he's like, it's going to be really hard for you to get out of bed. I'm thinking, it's never like after a massage, I normally feel fantastic. No, he was right. This morning was so hard to get moving. I seem to be okay now, but this morning was very, very, very difficult. It was just like, it was very hard. So let's just go with that. So, I don't think anything that I did, like the spinning last week or anything, I don't think that made anything worse. I think sleeping on the couch when my husband was sick with COVID probably didn't help, considering I sleep on my side, on that side. So I probably didn't help myself. I'm just going to have a quick look in the chat here. So good morning to everybody who is coming in. Looking good and sounding good. Thank you, Leslie. I'm hoping, there we go. Good morning to everybody. Leanne's asking, do I recognize a new hairdo? Yes. Yes, I had all my hair chopped off yesterday. Feels wonderful. It's taking some adjusting too. I had to do something with it this morning, which normally I'm just like bun, done, hair's out of the way. Not today. But yeah, so haircut today, it's all gone. There's nothing, that's it. This is the longest part of the hair. Everything is like super short. I'll show you the back. Hang on. Not that anyone really cares, but I'm going to show you the back anyway. So there we go. See, look at that. Oh, look, there's no hair in the back there. It's all gone. So it feels weird. So it does. It feels very weird. I shampooed it last night and used way too much shampoo. So I keep touching it. So sorry if I find that I think, yeah, I find that it's very, very weird. Lisby says, I cut off my own hair off last week. I think I need a new hairdresser. Yeah, I don't recommend cutting your own hair off if you can avoid it. I had to go to a new hairdresser, which is one of the things I've been putting off. Like, I don't like new things. Well, I love new things. I don't like new hairdressers. So I'd been putting it off for a really, really long time. And so I found a new hairdresser and I like her. So I'll go back. So it is fun. Thank you for all the hair love. I really like it as well. Yeah, a winter haircut. Yeah, John, I cut all my long hair off during winter. So yeah, I'm probably not the wisest. The lady in the salon was like, yeah, you might need a scarf now. So yeah, it didn't go well. Kelly says it always feels weird. I find I always do a huge cut from long to short in winter. Why do we do it to us? I don't know. I think it's because we need something to like brighten things up. I don't know. John shaved his head last week. That's awesome, John. Do you not shave your head fairly regularly? I thought you did. I could be mistaken. So it was cold this morning. It was so cold this morning. I was really surprised about it, actually. Good morning, Russell. How are you going? Oh, thank you. It was so cold. Francis is saying, I hate trying new hairdressers. Have been going to the same one for 15. I'd been going to mine for 15 years and she retired. So I kind of was forced. I was forced. It was like, oh. So everyone in the chat, let me know what's in your cup. I've got the coffee company coffee in my cup with some oat milk in my Fiberific Hedge of Ninja mug. If you want your own Hedge of Ninja mug, you can totes get your own by going to fiberific.redbubble.com and you can get your own coffee cup. It doesn't come with coffee in it. So next week's going to be a bit different because I'm going to be trying out a new microphone. So it's fingers crossed. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. But basically, because we've moved the studio now and it's in the house, I'm finding that on the days when Tim's home or Abby's home, even when they're trying to be really super quiet, this mic picks it all up. And like when it was out in the shack, no issues because there was hardly anything there other than the neighbors or the air conditioning. But the it's annoying me. I don't know if it annoys you guys. It annoys me when I can hear it. So, and I notice that a lot in Zooms that I'm in and things like that. And I'm like, God, like more at night when they're home and I'm on a Zoom. And I'm like, I need you guys just to like, shh. And last night I was in a Zoom and I've sent my daughter a message. I'm like, hey, can you please quieten down? And she just yelled through the wall, like, no. And because she was on a video call with her friends. So I was just like, damn it. So that it was just, yeah. So I'm gonna try this thing. Fingers crossed everybody it works. Let's have a quick look here. Lots of coughing. Crochet with Claire is lurking today. Hey, Claire. Welcome to all of you who are lurking. I did notice a few people who popped in early said that they would be lurking. So good morning to everybody. Good evening. Angela is drinking some homemade Starbucks decaf Sumatra iced coffee with lots of cream. That sounds very nice. Tea Patalia mint sliced tea. Oh my gosh, that tea is so good. I've got like half a bag left, so I'm like rationing myself now. Instant coffee today for Bub Curran. Jen Homewood, I would love a Fiberific blend of coffee, but I don't know who else likes the coffee I like. I like a medium roast. I don't like dark roast coffee. So yeah, it's, who knows. Let's see here. Vampire is saying that their cup is empty. Make a coffee later. Oh, what mic am I getting, Russell? So I've got the Rode NTG right now, which is USB in. But I'm going to be trialing a Rode pod mic with their AI1 audio interface. So fingers crossed it works. Okay, and that we don't end up with the audio delay and things like that. So we'll see. If it works, it works. We like to try the new things. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Sally's reminding everybody to thumbs up. Come on, mods. You guys are awesome. So Angela says, I would buy your coffee. Oh, awesome, Angela. That's good to know. So hear that, coffee roasters? We've got me and Angela. I mean, I'd buy a lot. So, me and Angela, we'd buy it. Jen would probably buy some. What's that? A couple of kilos now? We need a small coffee roaster. So Kathy's got water for her. Okay, so one thing I wanted to have a quick talk about. Now, I am planning on doing a standalone video for this, but you guys know the deal. Newsletter gets things, live stream gets things, and then everybody else gets things. Okay, so you guys, the Swift 360s, the new cables from Xiaogu have landed, and I'm going to be doing a review on them. and a standalone video at some stage, but I thought I would share with you while I have a bit of stock here, about the differences between them. Now, I'm going to change over this camera, but for some reason, like, I think it's showing everything backwards. So I'm sorry. Swift 360, blues, flexies, and standard red cables. Now, I was going to grab the nylon cables, but the only thing that it has the only thing that has the same as the nylon cables is that the ends swivel. Okay, so I actually haven't even opened one of these. Basically, they came in, I sent out all the pre-orders, and I haven't even touched one. Oh, I like. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna open out. I'm nearly out of stock of the blue flexies. Yeah, the words are reversed. Sorry, freaky. Oh, come on, red cable. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to keep this one. I've just ripped this bag. Oh, wow, they really don't want us getting in, do they? Well, if I'm going to be keeping it, I'm just going to cut my way in. Actually, I don't want to cut my way in. That feels uber destructive. I'm cutting my way in. I'm going to keep this one anyway. Okay. Or I can find a spare bag. All right, so this is the red cable. Oh, it's way more flexible than the red. So I don't know if you can tell here. There's a difference in the thickness. It's not as thick as the red. I'm just going to compare it to the blue. Freaky says, 2 of my red cables for ChowGoo started coming apart. Really? Oh, this is probably going to be too hard to tell the difference. I actually think it's more flexible than the 2-inch cables, but I think the blue flexies and the longer, like, this is so soft, honestly. But how they've made it is it's still the same twisted wire cable that they use in the reds. Wow, it's so much softer than the red. Yeah, Jen Homewood, I agree with you. I think the reds are a bit stiff. The blue flexies, I really like the blue flexies. I can't compare it to this one. I should have found another one, but I didn't have any handy. But it definitely feels more like a blue flexi than it does a red. What would you? Oh, okay. So Sally's like, what would you knit with these? What people are doing is putting tips on them, and because this particular 2-inch cable comes with 3 in the pack, and they turn them into like those flexi double pointers that people are using for making socks and things like that. So you put little 2 or 3-inch tips on each end and just make little flexi knits. So that's what most people are doing with those. Wow, I'm actually really surprised. And the swivel is really works lovely. Yeah, I definitely think they can phase out the nylons now. Oops, wrong way. I've never been a huge fan of the ChowGoo nylon cables, but I know a lot of people really liked the fact that it's swiveled, like, so the connection swivels. So when you're knitting, the like, it doesn't twist up. Whereas with the red ones, it doesn't twist up because of how the cable is made. Kelly's saying, I hear the swivel bump is getting in the way. Let me just feel the difference. There is a slight, I mean, I'm really having to feel for it. There is a slight bump, but if you're comparing it to the nylons, which is what they need to be compared to, really, there's no different than the nylons. So is the swivel thinner than the ChowGoo mini red? Oh, I'll go and grab a mini red. Hang on. I don't think it is, but I'm going to grab one to show you. I mean, it definitely feels like ChowGoo are giving us all of the options right now when it comes to their cable. So this is a mini. It's not thinner than the mini red. It's thicker than a mini red. It's definitely thinner than a standard small red, like way thinner than that. It's only marginally thicker than the mini red. Similar feel when you bend it. The silver's a little firmer than the mini, but it could definitely be an option if you're finding the minis are too small or too thin, then and you want something where you don't need to use the adapter. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know if that swivel bump will bother me. But now that Kelly's mentioned it, I can feel it, but I had to go hunting for it. I'm just thinking about how it would feel with lace weight yarn. But I can't imagine it be any worse than using the nylon cables, honestly. So if you've used the nylons with no issues, I can't imagine it'll be any problem. Do you have any more questions about these? Molly says, I love the swivel action. The nylons kink too easily, but I just put them in really hot water and stretch them out. Yeah. And I think that's what's happening is I don't know. I'm having a guess. I'm not in the back end or inner workings of ChowGoo, but I'm thinking like based on the sales that I get, I don't sell many nylon cables. I sell mostly red cables. Like 90% of them are the red small cables. And then there's some red large, and then a few of the blue flexies and a few of the minis, but predominantly the red smalls. So these are, I think these are a really good blend of the nylon with having the non-memory cable. So you get to have the swivel action that you like from the nylon cables, but with the zero memory cable. So I love that so much. Ruth Young, thank you for 9 months. You've been a channel member for. That is awesome. I really appreciate you sticking around. So yeah, Jen, they're in stock. So if you guys want to check it out on my website, I've got a limited supply at the moment, just because I sold lots. I sold more than I thought I would. So there's definitely some in stock in lots of different lengths. And the difference between these and the other cables is that you can get the swivels from the 2 inches, so from these little tiny ones that the flexies are coming in, all the way up to the 125s. And you can get them in small and large end connectors. Whereas with the red ones, I don't think we can get them down into the 2-inch sizes. So we will see how it goes. Kelly's out hoping that I'm going to bring them to the retreat. If I have any, I will, Kelly, but they're moving pretty fast. I'll be putting another order in before retreat, but I only bring what I have. Sally's popped in the link for the website. Thank you, Sally. Appreciate that. So if you want to go and try these out now, they are a little bit more expensive than the reds. They do have 2 price points. So they're shorter cables are $12, and then all the longer ones are $13.50. So they are slightly more expensive than the reds, because all the reds are 11, no matter what size. So yeah. Crochet with Claire says that I love the red cables. That's all I use. Yeah, look, at the moment, all I've been using is the red cables, unless I'm using my shorties. They have the blue cables. So that's pretty much that. But I'm very interested to try this and see how I feel about it, because I don't magic loop because all my cables are these red cables, and I don't like how they magic loop. And so I don't magic loop. But that does limit me or makes me have to change how I'm doing things so that I can get around it. But I could imagine magic loop with this would be very, very easy. Yeah, I can see that would be very nice. I'll have to cast something on, won't I? I'll have to have a go and see what I can do. Yes, but not today. Yeah, and you know what? I've got I'm the same freaky geek at the moment. The red ones of all I've got as well. I might have to accidentally not put this one back and take it out. Maria B says that she's tried the Chow Goose, but she prefers the higher highs. Yeah, the higher highs have got like a much pointier tip. I'm not I stabbed myself and I tried some and I actually made my finger bleed, and because I do tap the ends of my needles all the time. And I do use smaller, like I use like the biggest I use is like a 3.5 usually. So I'm like right down in the 2 mil needles. They're a bit sharp for me, but everyone likes something different, which is why there's so many brands out there. Freaky says I magic loop with the extra long cables. Yeah. I tend to not magic loop. Like I would, what's this? This is a 55, so add in the tips, so it'd be 80. So I'd magic loop with that. I wouldn't magic loop with anything shorter. Oops, hello keyboard. It just slid down, which is where where I am. Sorry, I just got sidetracked. So yeah, I'd magic loop with that size, but I wouldn't magic loop with anything smaller. I would prefer the next size up, the 75s or the what are we? So this is the 30 inch. So 75s are the 50 inch, 40 inch. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I prefer the 75 centimeters for magic looping just because it gives me a bit more space, especially with how this doesn't like to loop. Whereas I can imagine this would do magic loop very nicely, even with this size. So yeah, I'm going to be having to try. Yeah, happy channel member day, even if I didn't beat Claire. So Claire and Leanne have both been channel members for 10 months. Oh my goodness. I can't bring them on screen because StreamYard doesn't bring those things over to StreamYard, which is so annoying. Super chats I can bring up, but not the channel member chats. So bizarre. I don't understand at all. Are you interested in them for Magic Loop? Yep. I love my signature needles, but I can't afford to get any more than the pair I have. Yeah, some needles are like that. I was looking at the Chow Forte sets, and I can't pre-order any at the moment. I'm just gonna. So if you've got any more questions about these, let me know because I'm going to start packing them up so that I can bring over the crochet. So it is. It's definitely like we all have our favorites, but the Forte sets look like they're going to be coming in at around the 450 mark, which I mean it's a beautiful looking set. I just don't know if I'd spend it because I'm really happy with what I've got, but I'm very curious about having a look at them, so I might have to order in a set or two when I'm able. But at the moment I'm not allowed to. They've shut the pre-order, so I've totally missed out on being able to even pre-order one set at this stage. Are they compatible with existing needles? They are compatible with existing Chow Goo needles. So small tips, large tips, same deal as what Chow Goo already go with. Small tips are the 275 mil up to the 5 mil needles, and then the large cables are the 5 mils to 10 mils. So as long as you make sure you're putting the right cable on the right connection, they go with all the Chow Goo needles. Kelly, when am I putting in my next Chow Goo order? I'm not sure at this stage. I just put one in yesterday. So it's probably a couple of weeks away before I do the next one. Freaky's, excuse me, Freaky says he's not a member, he just shows up. Excuse me, sorry. I got a tickle in my throat. Yes. So if you want to jump in and grab some of what's currently in stock on the Fiberific website, then you can do that. Otherwise, I'm not sure when I'll get the next batch in. I know that Chowgu actually, like, they ordered in a lot of the cables, but they're really surprised at how many people want them. I'm not surprised. It's something new, and they haven't done something new for a while, so I'm not surprised at all. John O'Brien, member for 9 months. Francis, member for 9 months as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting me in this live streaming journey. I really appreciate it. And the other thing I want to do is to say thank you to those still over on Patreon, because I know some of you are still there. And I want to thank you as well for continuing your support for me there as well. So I've kept the Patreon open. So if you don't want to do channel membership here on the channel, you can go over there as well and have some fun there too. So yeah, it is. I'm always blown away. Like, you guys are super generous, and I'm really, really super grateful because of channel members and because of Patreon members. You guys totally cover. You guys are totally covering our internet bill. So it's like that's a big chunk out of my budget is the internet bill. Sally says that Sally, member for 10 months, has said, I feel like it's been longer than 7. It has been. You've been a member for 10 months. Game Widows has been a member for 10 months as well. Freaky says Patreon is one place I can't just show up. Yeah. Artuk has said that the family is our household is a member, but only on Vampyre's account. And that's tricky, isn't it? Because you guys both watch. I'll try to remember, Artzog, to include you when I thank Vampire for things as well. Steph, yes, I did get that. I've got to find. I'm waiting on a reply back from my supplier, so I've got to find out if I can get them in anytime soon for you. Yes, and Ruth is still a patron. Ruth is a patron as well. Ruth, you don't need to do both places. I mean, thank you, but you don't have to do both places. I was looking at Patreon last night, and I'm like, I should possibly double check that everyone's okay. Kathy's been a member for 9 months. 7 months has gone quickly. It has. Holly is also a member for 9 months. You guys throwing in those because you get a free one each month, so you'll be good. It's all good. Everyone forgets about little Omri. Oh, that sounds terrible. It's not updating us until you post a free membership into the chat. Sorry, I'm confused. So yeah. Kathy's done both as well. Oh my gosh. How did your tour to fleece spinning? It's still going. I haven't finished it yet. I haven't finished it. It's still going, and I will get it done. It's all just over here. I just moved it because I was sort of doing a little bit with it, but when my shoulder got really sore on Thursday, when it got poked back in, and it's all bruised up and stuff as well now because of how it was put in. Yes, I just haven't done much. I haven't done much. Let me look. Yes, Steph, no worries. I'll try and get that information back to you as soon as I can, but my supplier is a little slow on the old email. Vampire, Coffee Clutch member for 9 months. Thank you, Vampire and Artsog. I appreciate you both. Are they suggesting physio or anything? They said just to because I rang the physio and I've got to wait till the swelling goes down a little and just see how it feels after that. So it is weird. Fiberific. When you go to the post, the member chat says it's 7 months, but it shows the correct time in the chat. Oh, okay. So what it's doing is your little stickers, the little balls, they change at certain months. And so when you go into the membership area, it told me 7 months as it did for Sally. Once I post it, change to 10 months. I don't know. Because I know that you get the little ball changes, and so I get to see if I copy and paste this. I'm just going to bring one over. I've just got Vampires here. So, because I can, oh, hang on, bring that back. Banners, create a banner. If I click in and copy it into the banner and then add the banner and then I'll show the banner. It says Vampire member for 6 months, but member for 9 months. And that's because the 6 months is the color of the ball that you've got, but member for 9 months. So if it's showing something else as well, I don't even know. Honestly, I'll have to look into that because I'm much confused. I just thought it was the difference in the color of the ball. I don't know. YouTube, right? Like, I can have, like, if you guys really want to know how long you've been going for, after the live stream, I'll dig in and have a look in the stats and see what it says. I need to finish that coffee soon. It's getting cold. Game Widows, I agree with you. I also suspect there's something iffy with YouTube. All I can do is read what's on the screen. If they're not showing me the right thing, then they're poopy faces. All right, I'm going to grab the crochet. We are 1 row short. Oy, that's very heavy. Of finishing off this chart. The first repeat of chart 5. With like this 1 row, and then we finish the first repeat of chart 5. So I've just got to, I've just realized my phone's not on mute. That's dangerous. So let's just mute that. Nothing scary came up. Okay, I can go over there. Got to make some room. It's a very big blanket. There's the scissors and that. Okay, up you go, little blanket. I mean, it's super toasty. I was working on it on the couch the other day, and it's very, very warm. So let me just get this settled in. And then we'll do a camera change. The ball changed at 1, 2, 6, and 12 months. That's right. That is correct. Mary says, I reheat my coffee. I would, but I don't do that. I try to drink it faster than it gets cold, but if it gets cold, I just drink it cold. Okay. Now, I have sad news. Are we all ready for the sad news? Louis got hold of the giant ball of purple yarn. Now, I did manage to retrieve it and save it. But it's yarn buffed. Look at this. So we've got to work through some yarn buff to, to use the yarn. It shouldn't be too bad. I did find an end. There's an end. Okay. So yes, he was, the ball is bigger than him. Okay. So he was just so excited. He's just appeared in the lounge room like with it. He has got this toy koala that Abby bought him. It's this enormous koala, and he drags it around the house and can somehow pull it up onto the couch. It is just so, it's hilarious. But anyway, so I'm just like, give me back the yarn ball. And because the ball was so big and he found it so cumbersome to run with, I was able to catch him because he's a bit too fast for me. So yeah, little pooper head that he is. So we got to join on the, it's been a few weeks since I've crocheted, but I just thought it might be a little easier on my shoulder. Whoops, nearly forgot to do my doobie. Than spinning today. So we'll see. We'll see if it's easier on my shoulder or not. As Jackie would say, Muppet. Is Jackie moving today, you guys? Like, I think she's actually moving. So I really hope that goes super well for her today. Just going back in the chat. What's everyone? Oh, Angela has an excellent question. What's everyone working on? She's working on another shawl tonight that I have to finish before tomorrow. The race is on. Good luck. I hope it works out well for you. Sorry, you are right. It's not a ball, it's the ninja. Yes, the yarn ninja who is everywhere. He's on my coffee cup. So you gotta love that. An excuse to drink more coffee. All right. Is Louis still alive? He is, as a matter of fact. As of like an hour ago, he was. So, but yes, it was a good save. It was very stressful. It was very stressful. It looks like something my cats would do. Yeah. The pets are just evil. They're just evil, and I think it's nearly like, but I thought it was originally like he's upset because I'm doing yarn things and he wants me to play with him, but he wasn't. I wasn't in the room. I was out in the lounge room, and he came out with the ball of yarn. So he went hunting. So, oh my gosh, Kathy's just finished her 60-second hat. Gosh. Russell says you seem to be quite well with that shoulder injury. Russell, he packs in my friend. The shoulder is back in place. The muscles are very sore. And I'm just trying not to move it around too much is really what I'm trying to do. But I'll tell you one thing that's really nice is after the massage yesterday, I have a lot less pins and needles in my hand, which is fantastic. I think there was some sort of nerve pinching going on, which is not awesome. I don't recommend. Oops, what have I done here? There's something hinky. I've got to try again. I ruined it. Ruinated. Try again. Where's the end? Hang on, guys. I goofed something up. I've got to fix it. You guys know the deal. You can't just leave yarn there. All right, let's try and rejoin it and see if we can join it properly this time. Okay, that looks heaps better. But yeah, no, shoulder is definitely on the mend. I just have to be careful of it. No lifting things that are heavy. So Art Dog's trying a Bavarian stitch blanket. They're yarn eaters, but it looks adorable. You're still working on that amazing weather blanket, John. I cannot wait to see more pictures of that. Frances is spinning on an alpaca merino blend. Jen's working on work, but later we'll be making squares. Okay. Diane is working on a Granny Meets Virus shawl. And Vampire's working on the front of a jumper. Oh no, I had a cat that typed messages on my keyboard while I slept. So Louis is a dog, but yes, pets do things. Oh, Leanne. Let me look here. I agree with you. It's not very even, is it? We all know how much I love symmetry. That does not mean for viewers to go away. So Molly says, I've just started another Hayfield cable jumper. My daughter loved the one I just finished for my sister-in-law, so she's getting one. Why does the camera down make it look like you're crocheting left-handed? Okay, so the camera is actually like, I've actually got in software, it's flipped because the camera is pointing one way instead of the other way. So that's why it's doing that. Is that new? No, it is. It's new, isn't it? Because I changed a setting last week. I'll have to play with that because that could do people's heads in. I will be crocheting right-handed. It'll be nice for Sally, who's left-handed, to see some left-handed crocheting going on. But everyone else will be perplexified. Oh goodness, yeah, that's an issue. I need to flip. Let me see if I can flip something. I don't know if I can flip it easily. Unlock it. Hang on. I'm just seeing what I can do. I'm just seeing what my options are. There we go. We flipped it. We need to do something here. Hang on. All right, there we go. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if it works. Hey, maybe the words will be the right way now as well. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I should have done that at the start. All right. Thank you. Now I'm crocheting right-handed, everybody. Jealous after all this massage talk. I missed my monthly massage in Cara because I got the flu and then COVID. Oh, no, Francis. Well, you will definitely appreciate it when you get to go back. Wow. All right. I missed so many comments while I was fixing up the screen. I can't fix it on the other side, but I've flipped it now. Jen says I'm left-handed as well. Awesome, Jen. Sorry, I've now flipped it back to being right-handed. Let me just see if I've got to move my hands so that everything's under the cameras a bit. So I'm just working out where I'm up to. All right, so 1, 2, and then that. We'll just get in the run of things. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let me just have a look over here. There we go. It wasn't technical difficulties. I was just being nice to Sally. That's right. It's all for Sally. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I changed it back. These colors are a bit bright. I should probably have checked that, but I was like making sure that we could see the cables rather than worrying too much about this. Normally I do the color balancing on the blanket to make sure we're not blinding people, but not today. I'm just moving the chart so I can see things. All right. Okay, so I'm off and running. Onto the Queen. This is the last row of the first repeat of chart 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. So now that we're off and running, who thinks that they might like to give the swivel cables a try? If they're knitters, obviously. If you're a crocheter, swivel cables do nothing for you. Oh, the swivel cables will legit work in the Crochet Tunisian set as well. Just to put that out there. Cat amongst the pigeons. So the swivel cables could work for those of you that have the Tunisian set. I'm like, didn't I mute my phone? But maybe I didn't mute the iPad. Something just did something. Jen Homewood says, hey, me, I've already ordered just now. Well, that's clever, getting in, Jen. Sally says, surprisingly, watching the right crochet doesn't confuse me, but right-handed knitting does. Okay. That is definitely different. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to roll with this one. And if you don't knit at all, well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you don't have to knit. You could use the Tunisian hooks. Artog says I'm awfully tempted by the swivels. Yeah, for me, it would go. It would definitely be like as a cable dies, I would probably. I want to have a go with one because now that Kelly said the bump thing, my brain's like, is there a bump? Will I even notice it? I probably won't, truth be told, but I want to have a play. I should probably have brought something to cast on with just so I could try it. But no, I didn't think that far ahead. I did think far enough ahead to get cables out. I might spoil Artsog with some at a much later date. Yes. Timing is everything. Bub says that she would definitely be interested to go with her bamboo set. Yeah, because the bamboo set come with the nylon cables. So it probably would be nice to try some to see how that goes. Oh, look at Artsog doing a happy dance. I love that. Making sure I'm actually following the pattern and not just doing random whatever I want crochet. I mean, you can legit do random whatever you want crochet, but just don't expect it to line up with the pattern later. looks like those cables might work for making fishing nets. I would they would make very expensive fishing nets if you actually use the cable, but you could legit crochet some fishing nets using those cables, if that makes sense. Like, use them for their intended purpose and either knit or crochet the nets. I'll have to ask my mum. I have a feeling my mum had a swivel cable. I'll have to ask her next time I speak to her. Yeah, if she's got the Chalgu nylons, they swivel. So, yeah. It would be great in your video review if you had something on the cable to see. Yeah, oh, absolutely. When I make the video, I will test knit during the video to point out anything that I feel needs to be pointed out. Francis says, I love doing random whatever you want crochet. Yeah, me too, but not right now. Not right now. I'm trying very hard to follow this pattern and just keep crocheting. I really want to do the border. I've got this horrible feeling I'm not going to have enough yarn for the border. And even if I go and do like Kathy has suggested and add in some of the colors in the border as well, I still don't know, because I don't know if I've got enough of a color left over after all of this to even get around the entire border once. And I know some people don't care, but I hate changing colors except for where I want to change the color. I don't like being forced into color changes at random points. My brain can't help but see it, and I'll be looking at that going, well, ran out of color there, didn't I? And that will be what's in my brain. It won't be like, oh my God, look at this amazing blanket that you took 2 years to finally finish, you total slack crocheter. It would be, oh my God, you raced to the finish and got it stuffed up the border. Oh, hi, Abby. Is it morning tea time at school? Abby and her friends are watching. Hi, Ethan and Mel and Harry. Welcome to the Fiberific Live Craft and Chat. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I don't want to just do random colors at the end. I definitely want to make sure that I have enough. Like, I don't mind a single stripe of color. That doesn't bother me. It's when I don't get to do a whole stripe. I don't like that. Let me have a look here in the chat. We're just going to keep crocheting. I'm noticing something pulling on my I'm like, try and bring my shoulder forward a little. I didn't realize it would be naughty like this. It hates me. That's right. It'll get over itself. Vampire says, that's why I buy way too much yarn for a project. I hate running short. Yeah, I've ended up going back and buying more purple because I realized I thought I'd ordered enough of all the colors at the start. I did all the mathing, but what I did was I did the math of the colors and multiplied that out to what I needed to. But then I went and ordered the same number of purple, which was just stupid. And so I ran out halfway through the blanket. So I went and ordered, luckily for me, Knit Picks have the big 500 gram balls in a really limited selection of their colors, but one of them just happens to be the purple. So I was really happy with that. Hang on, I just split that stitch. I just want to fix that up. But yeah, so it's just definitely because I changed up, right? Like, it's easier if it's like, okay, you need this many balls for a project and you're buying that particular yarn and you can just be like, yep, cool, got them. Grab an extra couple just in case. But I totally changed everything. So I'm using worsted weight yarn instead of DK weight yarn. I'm doing an extra 2 repeats on the end to give it more length. So yeah, and it was just turns out I didn't need the extra repeats. So I probably could have saved myself some effort there, but I am not going back. It's just going to be a massive blanket. That's it. It's just going to be a huge, huge blanket. I don't even want to think about how I'm going to go about washing this thing. I am not ready for those thoughts yet. Yeah. I mean, my washing machine can take an 8-kilo blanket, and this does not have 8 kilos of yarn in it. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. No, you need to do an entire row around if you're going to add color. For me, I think the aubergine will look best. I agree, Leanne, and I would love to do just a block of aubergine for the I definitely think the block of aubergine border would look the best. But I also just don't know if I want to order more yarn. Francis, yes, is my answer. Knit Picks postage is cheap. Honestly, it is a little bit, it takes a few weeks to get here. Like, I think I waited 3 weeks for my order, 2 to 3 weeks. But their postage is cheap. If you order over, I think it's $80, it's free postage. And if it's under $80, it's only like $7 or $8 postage. It's very inexpensive. And I would really appreciate if one of the mods could throw in my Knit Picks affiliate link. If you guys order anything through Knit Picks using my link, and if it's not in the chat, just remember that if you go to my website, there's actually a place that I recommend, and there's an affiliate link in there as well at all times if you want to go and do that. But yeah, I definitely would appreciate if you clicked my link before you made your purchases. No additional cost to you. I just get to skim a little out of Knit Picks pockets. Wash it in the tub? No. Dry clean it? Yeah, I would possibly, but it's an acrylic yarn, so I don't know how to go getting dry cleaned. Francis says, don't wash it, hang it on the line and hit it with a stick. Oh my gosh. Can you lay it on your bed and take a photo of it so we can see how big it is so far and pop it in the fun zone? Possibly. I could have a look at that. It's probably it's about halfway done, so I'd have to take the ladder in there to try and get the whole photo. I can try. I can certainly try. I can't promise, but I will try. Yeah, like the free postage, like, how do I put it? Like, I just wanted these 2 balls of the purple. So it was this is falling off the table. 2 500-gram balls of purple came out to be about $50. And I was like, oh, what else can I buy to and I was like, the postage is $7. It's cheaper than, like, I don't understand how they can ship it cheaper than what I can ship it using Australia Post. Like, seriously. Like, a parcel under 500 grams for Australia Post is $9.30. And they can ship it from the US to Australia for $7. I'm like, really? So yeah, but yeah, if you don't want to spend that $7 on postage, you could legit just order more. They've got so much cool stuff. I like Knit Picks, and I love the Brava worsted. I love the stitch definition. I love the colors. I think they could use more colors. That's something I will definitely give Stylecraft DK is they have such the most amazing range of colors. But I really do like the Knit Picks. So I'm torn, like, with that in that regard, because I wanted there's some blankets and stuff I want to try, but I want more color choices. So I'm probably going to have to go with Stylecraft for them rather than this. But the Stylecraft works out really expensive compared to what I can get the Knit Picks for. But then I get the colors. So, and there's the link that Sally's popped in. That's an affiliate link. So I will get a commission if you use that link. Good morning, Amelia Nicole. Welcome to the chat. Please take some breaks for your shoulder. Thank you. I will. I've just finished a queen size crochet blanket. It took a little over 2 years to complete. happy that it was a project to enjoy. Yeah, it's a big task making a queen size blanket, let me tell you. And I know some of you knock them out way faster than I do, and I get a bit jelly. I do. I get a bit jelly when I'm like, "Oh, look, another blanket," and I'm still working on this one. The difference being that I really don't, haven't been crocheting much outside of the live streams, so I know that if I just crocheted more, then I could do more because 'cause I'm not a slow crocheter, but just, not not been crocheting 24/7 like I used to do. So, yeah, let me just check here. Nothing there. Cool. Just having some more beverage and just gonna move my arm. Mhm. Coffee is finished. That last sip was not delicious, let me tell you. Mm. I love the knit picks too, but I need a DK weight lots of times. Brava is so soft and beautiful. Yeah, and that's the other catch, isn't it? So, when you need a DK and you don't want to make something a bit bigger by using the worsted, then you do need to find someone that has a DK. So they don't do a DK in the Brava, they only do a worsted. So, yes, that is a downside also. But or you could do what I did, sort of, without the bad math. You could legit just use the worsted on a DK pattern and just get a slightly bigger blanket. It depends on you. It just depends. And that's the wonderful thing about making our own stuff, isn't it? You do just get to make it how you want to make it. It is your blanket. It is your project. You get to choose the colors. You get to choose how big or small it is. And you get to choose everything because it's yours. Good morning, Sue Singleton, who's lurking today. Welcome to the chat, sneaky, sneaky. So we're getting close to the end, and I'm so excited because it's like it's not just the end of a row, it's the end of a chart. Or a chart repeat, I should say. It's not quite because we're on chart 5 now, so we are on the final stretch. But chart 5 needs to be completed. Well, a section of chart 5 has to be completed 3 times. And then I can go from there. I bought a blanket kit from Attic 24 with Stylecraft yarn. Got a fantastic price, including postage from the UK. Less than $80. Not 100% in love with the colors though. What size blanket is that? That's a bargain. That is such a bargain. So chart 5 is the final chart of the blanket, but there is let me have a look here. So this is the chart. There's this section here that's got to get repeated. Oh, there we go. I'll just do this. This section here has to be repeated like 3 times. And we are like doing the last row of the first one, and then I've got to do it again there and again there. I have sticky taped in a little bit, but then off to the end. So there's still a bit of work to go. There's still a few colors to get through. Yeah. I just had to weigh Molly's Queen. It's 5.8 kilos of worsted weight acrylic. Ouch. Which queen did you make for Molly? Like which size? Oh, it's a twin size queen. I'm not sure what that converts to. Is that does so we have single then queen, a single then double. Is twin a double? Twin's a double. Okay. Knitspin Girl says 120 by 180. So is that's like just a single. Mel, not a meeting on a Thursday. Oh my goodness, did they not know you had plans? Goodness me. Or a Wednesday. I think you're in Australia. Oh, I'll tell you one thing with the shoulder, you know where the most of the pain came from last week was radiating pain as a headache. That really, really sucked. John says he did 14 large diamonds across. I think I've got 16 or 18. Might have 18. I don't know. Oops. Chantel's going off on her own, doing whatever she wants. Again. And then I'll just regret it later when I have to go back and pull the row out because the next row won't sit on top. Oh, you're in Melbourne? Yep. How cold are you right now? Like, I am freezing in Brisbane. It is legit chilly. Oh, you missed how I injured my shoulder? The answer is I have no idea. I don't know. I don't remember doing anything bad to it. I don't remember hurting it. I just noticed that when I was going to the gym, I couldn't lift anything above shoulder height on that arm, or at least not more than once or twice. So if you're trying to do 15 repeats of something, it's not working. And yeah, I went and saw my chiro, who is also a physio, and he had a look at it and he was like, your shoulder is out. It is not in place. So he put it back in place. And after he put it back in place, all the muscles and everything got real angry. But he said that, it was just because it had been out for a little while and the muscles had taken on new roles. Their current role was to stop me from lifting my arm above my head. So rotator cuff damage is what they're saying. So I'll just have to, they're just like, wait till the swelling's down and then we'll have another look at it. So fingers are crossed. But I can say Thursday it got put back in. Wednesday it got put back in. Thursday I just took lots of painkillers to get through the live stream. And then Friday and Saturday were really bad. Sunday was iffy. And yesterday was a lot better. And then I had a massage on it on yesterday. So Monday it was a lot better. Yesterday I had a massage. The massage made things angry again. And then, well, not angry, but like the yeah. But yeah, I have no idea what I did. But yeah, it's easing off. It's easing off. No pain relief today, and I'm able to do stuff. So, that's a win in my book. Oh, we're nearly at the end. We've nearly gotten through the Louis bath of the blanket. Here it is. I'll just drag it in. They're not quite through it yet, but we've gotten through a lot of it. That's how much we've got. Like, we've gone through nearly an entire row, and we're still dealing with the bath from Louis playing with the ball of yarn. He was so happy. He gets this, I swear it's a smile. I know people don't anthropomorphize your dog. But I swear he was smiling when he had the yarn. And like gleeful, hee hee, I've got the yarn. And then he was sad when I took it away, So I can't really say anything more about that. I hate when I cut a color off before I'm done with it. Oh no. Gosh. That is frustrating. I hate it when I accidentally cut the color and then you got to join it back on and it's like, so annoying. Musie's Crow Knit Designs. Hello, Wanda. Welcome to the chat. Here's my personal yarn ninja. I mean, he would like to have more access to yarn. I have to keep all the yarn above waist height in the house. I cannot have any of it lower because he's just like, scoop mine, thanks. He definitely, and he destroys it. He's a destructo dog. Oh, Jennifer, I was knitting an I-cord and my pup grabbed the end and pulled it off the needles and took off with it. Oh, no. Oh, that's horrible. Goodness. Was it retrievable or did you have to start again? Oh, that sounds terrible. Okay, I'm up to the last of the row. I've just got to double check what I'm doing here to make sure, you know, don't trash it. Like let's not get to the end and wreck it again. I've done that before. Okay. Oh, you had to start again. Oh, Doges. Okay. Skizzers. There you are. Alrighty. Woot woot. Okay, we have finished. Have I got a pen? I'd like a pen, please. All right. We've finished that one. Let's move you to the end. Back to row 176 on the chart. Oops. 176 on the chart. Is that right? Hang on a second. Did I do that wrong? Oh, 175. That's why it's confuser rings. I was just like, I just did a purple row. How can it be another purple row? Okay. All right. That was annoying. Okay. Stretch. I was just doing some sharing. If you have a friend or two that might like to join in with Chantel's live, please do. Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate that. Definitely love to see new faces here in the chat. All right, let's join on. What color have we got here? This one is called Persimmon. It's not very persimmony. It's yeah. I suppose no. Yeah. Look, I don't care what it's called. Really. Call it what you want, nitpicks. It's your yarn. Okay. All right, fingers are crossed that this works. Oh, it looks like it should, because that was a 2 there. 2, then not. Okay, cool. Cool. It should work. You know, the designer knows what she's doing. 1 million people have already finished their rugs and they've worked. It feels like 1 million people. It's probably not 1 million people. It's probably a couple of thousand. How many people do you reckon have made a queen? If you're in the chat and you're working on a queen, do you know how many people have, you know, done it? Okay, so let's start by actually doing what the pattern said. Novel. Okay, look, I've got to fix this up. Like, I have to keep leaning over to try and get under the camera, and that's bothering me. So I'm just going to do something. Hopefully we can do it. We're going to see. It might freeze temporarily, everybody, but I'm still here. Come on, little thingy. Configure the video. All right, let's. Is it panning? No, you want to pan the other way. There we go. Okay. All right. I'm going to keep going. All right. I've made 1. Gentile's made like 3 or 4. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting to know how many queens have been made. Hey, I'd be very curious because the designer could tell you how many patterns she's sold, but that doesn't mean that, you know, that's how many that have been made, because there's people who have made multiples. I'm just following the pattern along for this first bit. And I've just realized I zoomed it right in, so I don't even have like a whole section that I can see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yes, we've got this. We've got this. According to Ravelry, there's been 1,212 made. That's a lot of queens out in the world. And that's just people who actually put their projects up on Ravelry. Not everybody does. That would include the progress in progress as well. Yep. Three. All right, we're moving into the chart proper now. Yeah, it probably would include the in progress, but again, that's just the people that actually put their projects in Ravelry. Like there'd be people who buy the pattern but don't put their projects in. So yeah, I don't know. I can imagine it would be a lot. Like 1,000 of these sounds just a lot as well. I bought the pattern, but I haven't made one. It's on the maybe one day pile from Bavarian. Yeah, like it's really hard to sort of hold back from buying the patterns, especially when she first releases them and they're 50% off. And you're just like, oh man, like I just need to get that in the library for later. Steph has the pattern, but hasn't done one yet. I would say that if you haven't done a mosaic crochet yet, not to say this is you, Steph, or Vanfia, but just in general, maybe don't start with the queen-sized one like I did. Maybe just start with the small one so that you can finish it and have a win. Oh, because this is my first mosaic crochet other than doing, I did the heart square and the test piece for this. And the heart square, I did a single square. I just wanted to see if I could follow the pattern, which I seem to be able to. It doesn't look terrible. Yeah. So, you know. I wonder what pattern has the most projects on Ravelry. I was looking at the Love Note sweater and it's at nearly 10,000. Oh my goodness, that is a lot. Artuk says I started with the Amma and the size was daunting. Yeah, I can imagine. Josephine says that my queen was my first ever mosaic and I skipped the test square. Oh my gosh. I have made the zippered hook case. That's right. It's right here. I keep my crochet hooks in it. See, look, there's one poking out. Get back in there. But I made that after I started this. So, yeah. But yes, I do love my zippered hook case and I want to make some more. I dug out my extra zips the other day, so we can, I can have a go. I hope you're feeling better soon, Josephine. I made a big cushion as a practice piece with the Thule pattern and have started a queen size blanket. John wants to do the Amma, but not the full bordered squares. They do look a little daunting, don't they? I love the look of the Amma, especially with those really bright colors. I just thought they looked amazing, but I want to finish this one and I don't want to get sidetracked. And it's very easy for me to get sidetracked in projects. So I've been trying very, very hard to be a project monogamist, which is not my usual. I tend to have a million projects on the go, but I'm trying very hard to get this one finished. I do have a knitted project that I'm working on, and I do have my spinning project that I'm working on. And I do have a million other projects that are sitting in project bags waiting for me to finish them, but I'm finishing this first. That's the goal. Finish this first before any more crochet, and then finish my fusion blanket. Although I have to confess, every now and again I do add I add the border to a square just so that, you know, we're a step closer to finishing that one too. Josephine's is spectacular. Absolutely. John says, I'm not going to make the armor with the Icelandic wool. I'm going to save that wool for something else. Okay, because you bought the full kit, didn't you, John? If I remember correctly. So yeah, that was a lot of Icelandic wool. Yeah, Josephine, because I'm doing the traditional and Josephine did the adventurous, where in all the large squares and stuff, it wasn't just a diamond, it was all patterned and stuff. So yeah. Oh, Josephine's working on the azul as well. Okay. Oh, I was what was I doing? I was trawling the internet as I do. And I don't know why, but for some reason I decided that wouldn't it be amazing if with my smart lights that I could just sit there and go, Aziz light. Such a nerd. And then I was like, I need a graphic for that. And so and there's a GIF or a GIF that is just the Aziz light. So I was just like, oh, I need that so much. John says, I got the kit and the autographed pattern book. Oh, that sounds awesome. I like getting an autograph every now and again. I know, you know, some people are like, no, what's the point? Blah, 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 blah. But I love it when I get my book signed by the authors and stuff like that. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a great movie, isn't it, Angela? So yeah. Oh, it makes red heart. The Icelandic wool makes red heart feel soft. Will it soften like in the laundry? Like when you wash it, it might soften up a little, but I do believe it's a firm wool. Yeah, Fifth Element. That's right. Good job, Natalie, on the Aziz Light reference. Love that movie. Whenever I spot it on one of the streaming services, it's like, yes, I believe now is a good time to watch that. It's like, doesn't matter what I'm doing. I believe now is a good time. But it does. It looks fantastic and it has great stitch definition. Like there's so many good things about it, Leanne. And it'll be very hard to wear out. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to check my phone, you guys, because it shouldn't be making any noise. I thought I turned it to silent. No, I turned it to vibrate. That's the difference. Oh, there's hang on a second. I'm just checking. Oh no, it's not today. There was a message from my internet provider, like there'll be an outage, and I'm like, not today. It's not today. Thank goodness. I'm just checking the date just to. It is a Friday. Whew. Whew. Like, don't plan a live stream for Friday. My worry is crochet is so tight, I'll run out of wool to finish the blanket. But if you crochet tighter, don't you use less wool? So, yeah. Because I crochet loose and I run out of wool. Why make something you can't wear out? Very funny. Good job, Freaky. Good to see you in the chat. On fire, Freaky. Oops, I'm tangled in the purple. Get out of the way, purple loop. Oh, I've trashed that now. Come on. Sit down. My queen is pretty rough. It's every leftover I had at the time. Lots of different brands and colors. I'm hoping once I wool soak, it will be lush enough. Yeah, I mean, look, the reality for me is that usually you've got something on between you and the blanket, so it's not going to be on much bare skin, so you're not going to notice it that much. Bit of advice in the chat there for John. So Steph is off. Bye, Steph. Have an awesome night. Bub says I crochet so loose I have to go down at least 2 hook sizes. I do that with my knitting. I've got to I knit very loosely, so I tend to have to drop a couple of needle sizes when I'm knitting. When I'm crocheting, it depends. I don't usually have to drop a hook size, but sometimes I do. It's like I could, I did for this technically because the yarn recommends. What does the yarn recommend? It recommends a 4.5. No, it recommends doesn't recommend anything. That's the stitches. It recommends an I or a K hook, H. So a 5.5 or a 6 mil, and I went with a 5 mil. So, and I don't think this is soft and squishy. So, I don't think it's too tight. But yeah, so I've technically dropped down a couple of hook sizes from the yarn recommendations. Sounds like, yeah, I'm opposite. I have to go up at least a hook size. Good morning, Nettie. How are you going? John doesn't like seeing light through the blankets. Gosh. Yeah. I think as long as you're happy with what you're making, then you keep being you. But if you're not happy with it, then try something else. That's how I see it. And that's not just craft related either. That's like in lots of different things. Like if you're happy with how something's working out, then just keep doing that. And if you're not happy, try something new. Or try to tweak it or make a change or something. I'm just thinking I can see a little tiny bit of light through this, but it's, it's nice and stretchy and it's got some give. This will be so squish to wear, like to have on the bed. It would definitely be keeping us super warm right now. If I was finished and could use it. Oh my goodness. I'll probably be finished in the depths of summer where I'm just like, you know what? Nope. I do not need a blanket of this way. And then we're not going to get another cold winter. Like this winter for us has been like, okay, we need to temper this. I live in the subtropics, all right? This winter has been cold for us. And for our houses, like my roof is designed to suck heat out. So even when we've got the heater on, it gets drawn out through the ceiling. It's designed for that. There's lino flooring on a concrete slab. It is not designed to be warm in any shape, fashion, or form. But it has been a cold winter for us and lots of really cold days and nights. Whereas usually winter's like a week, whereas we've had a full winter. I'm enjoying it. Like I like the cold and I like snuggling up with blankets on the couch and I like all that. I got no issues. But it's been a bit cold and getting up in the morning is very hard in the very cold. You climb out of your warm bed and put your feet on the icy cold floor. Not my favorite, let me tell you. Come here, you little end. You're getting in the way. Tuck you under there. It's been a cold winter here in Adelaide as well. The coldest since I moved from Queensland. Oh my goodness, that would be a lot. I'm trying to loosen my grip in my crochet. I like the drape of the loosey-goosey crochets. I like the drape too. I really do, which is why I haven't tried tightening up my stitches because I like it like this. And, practice, you could loosen it up. Practice, you could tighten it up. Your call. You got to decide what's important for you. Yeah, see, Knit Spin Girls, we joke about how winter was on a Tuesday. Yeah, it is definitely much cooler. And I'm enjoying a lot more warm drinks throughout the day. Usually I just have like my 2 cups of coffee in the morning, a cup of coffee at around 2:30, and then a cup of tea at like 9 ish, around there somewhere. And that's usually all the hot drinks I have. But I'm having a bit more tea throughout the day because I'm just cold and I just want to be warmer. Yeah, I like the cold. Keep in mind, that's exactly right. I like this level of, like 10 degrees Celsius cold. I like that. Don't want it any colder. Thanks. And I haven't really had much interaction with snow. I've seen it from a parked car as it was fluttering down when I was visiting in New Zealand one time, but that is it. I've not played in snow. Nettie says, I stayed in bed where it was warm until 10:30. My body and hip are sore from 2 busy days, but I wanted a cuppa and to come and visit with us. Oh, you could take your cuppa and your laptop back to your bed. My queen doesn't drape, it stands on its own. It's a privacy screen, a freestanding privacy screen. Oh, John. That's so fun. How are we going here? We are tracking. We're nearly at the end of this row. We are cranking through. Excuse me. Sorry. I just breathed in something and it hit the back of my throat. When I checked the weather at 7 a.m., it was 1.4 degrees. There was still ice on the grass an hour later. Oh, my Lord. Okay. I don't like that. Yeah, loose tension is not good if you've got a kit and you've got limited yarn. That's right. Sally says, I've played in the snow and got hypothermia. Don't recommend. Game Widow says, I once passed out from overheating in the snow. Oh, my gosh. Yes. There's things, it's bizarre what our bodies will do. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I did not mean to yawn. I'll suffer for that later. Oh, hello, Louie. Uh-oh. Here comes trouble. I wonder if you can see him with the other camera angle. No, you can't. He's off. Where are you going? What have you got? He's got something. I'll be back in a second. Oi. What have you got? You give that to me. You're trapped. You're a terrorist. How did you even get that? Little booger. Needle cables. I must have dropped one. Looks like I've scored myself some more cables. Yeah, what is the temperature right now outside? Let me look. Ooh, it's 18.9 and feels like 17.1. What are you doing? Hello. Come and say hello to everybody. There he is in his pajamas all. Hey? He's checking out. He can see the yarn. Ah. Oh. What are you doing? Don't do that. That's gross. All right. There we go. Oops, that one. No, that one. Okay. It's 11 where Sally is, 10 but feels like 4.6. He's a muppet. He is a muppet. Absolutely. Pearly Core, it's good to see you in the chat. I ended up buying my own hoodie because there were days where I needed one and Abby would not let me use hers. So I have my own. It's blue with koalas on it. Oh, he's just nicked something out of Abby's bedroom now. Oh, well. He is a bit cute. He is definitely overdue for a haircut. But we also are like, but then he'll be cold and we'll have to put his hoodie back on him. He's always got some little clothes on. I thought it was all Abby, but the other day I'd taken his clothes off because it was warm enough and he didn't need them. And then I heard Tim, "Oh, Louis, are you naked?" And Tim put his yellow duck suit on him. Like he's got a little outfit like that one that's green with yellow ducks on it. So Tim's just as bad. Sue Allen, welcome. I'm lurking like Sue Singleton. I'm crocheting a balaclava for the cold. Moved to New South Wales Central Tablelands a year ago. I love the cold. 7.8. No, the ends of the blanket are not for dogs. I'm going to see if I can take a photo. He tends to run away the second the camera comes out. Oops. I'll put that photo in the fun zone, you guys. That's gold. Because the end of the blanket's hanging over the end of the table and all the ends, and I just felt the blanket move, and he's pulled on the end because it's yarny. You little poopy pants. Do you want to sit up here? No? Come on. Do you want to sit up here? He's like, no, the chair's got no blankets on it, nothing. Not interested in your lame, boring chair. However, I will steal any yarn that I can reach. Also, I will be your paper shredder of any paper products that you leave where I can reach, including tissues, serviettes, napkins. And if your toilet paper roll is being left unattended, I shall also deal with that for you. I'm such a good dog. Just John says it was a high of 29 there today. Tonight's supposed to get to 18. Oh, that sounds lovely. That's a nice temperature mix there. I like that temperature sound. I don't mind it being cold if I'm somewhere warm. Like, I know that sounds like I like being comfy with stretchy, comfy pants and a blanket and, all that stuff. But yeah. And a hot drink. And a hot drink as well. Got to have a hot drink. Whether it's tea or coffee or water or hot chocolate. Like, I know it sounds bizarre, but sometimes I want a hot drink, but I don't want all the stuff. So I will boil the kettle and I will just drink the hot water. It sounds so silly. I remember one of my aunts used to do that, and we used to pay out on her something fierce, and now I do it. So I'm just like, oh, I'm so tragic. Andrea Hall, so good to see you in the chat. Thank you. I am adjusting to the short hair. I only got it yesterday, so sounds like my little dog Austin. Does Louis also bring in sticks to shred? Yes, he does. And we have to kick him outside. He'll bring in half a tree if you let him. Oh my goodness. We did a sock dyeing day at the club yesterday using Ashford Swift that lets us put the yarn into 3 sections. So much fun. It's in the latest Wheel magazine. Ah, there you go. That sounds awesome as well. Well, I think it looks awesome. Thank you. I like it. It's been a long time since I've had short hair, and I'm enjoying it. I liked how fast it dried this morning after my shower, because my hair normally takes like half a day to dry. So I don't get to wet it before live stream because it would not dry. So I got to wet it down today, which I loved. It's just Chantal just likes really weak tea. No, I don't like weak tea. Angela says halfway through my last row and I just need to stretch my hands. Absolutely. Like sometimes you've just got to move and stretch and stand up and just stretch your arms out wide and then get back into it. But sometimes you just got to stretch first. Can't stay long from Andrea. Meeting my niece and great niece for lunch. Have you been keeping well and staying out of trouble? No. Have you met me? I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm here. But I'm so glad you could jump in even just briefly to say hi. It's been too long. And I hope you have an awesome lunch out with your niece and great niece today. So that will be so cool. We're nearly at the end of this row, you guys. I'm going to have to go and check the instructions on what we do for the last little section. There we go. All right, just keep going like usual for a bit. So yeah, just oh man, we're plowing now. We are into the second repeat of the 5th chart. Just hot water is good. Oh, okay, cool, good to know. I just like it because it makes my tummy warm. That's it. Like I've got no other reason. Just because sometimes I want a hot drink and I don't feel like a coffee or a tea. Okay, let's have a look here. So we've done that. Then 1, then 2, then that, and then that. And it's over. Yay! End of the row. Woohoo! All right, back into the purple again. Okay. Where is the end of this yarn bath nightmare? Thank you, Louie. Your queen is so big now. I think I may be at the same section, possibly. Let's go here. There we go. Mine's like 2.2 meters wide. But yeah, I'm let me look. We're onto that color there. So I've got, so that's this color. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors left to go. So currently in this persimmon color, and then we've got 5 more colors. So there's like we're about here. Like yeah, we've done 2 rows of the persimmon. So 1, 2. So yeah, we're about there. What are you doing there, Louie? So yeah, that's how much is left to go on the blanket. So I can't wait to do more of this purple. I don't know why I did it first. Probably because I liked it and I wanted to do it first. All right, let's join on. Let's join on the yarn. Okay, hot water with a bit of lemon juice and honey is also good. Yes, I agree with you. That is delicious. I don't even. Louis just scratching around, and I'm like, what's he getting into every time? Like, what's he getting into? I'm so paranoid. So paranoid. My grandmother used to dissolve a teaspoon of Vegemite in hot water when she drank. Yeah, my dad used to do it. Bit of Vegemite in hot water. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder to change it. Sometimes I forget. I'm watching the chat, not the screen. It's massive and gorgeous. And yep, I reckon we're pretty much on the same row. Mine is only the small, not 2.5 meters. That's insane. Yeah. Look, we know there's a little bit of crazy in here. We know that. We know that. Yeah, it's PTSD from Louis getting into the yarn. I mean, it probably is. Where is he now? Sometimes he just sits behind me so I can't roll my chair back. Like I just get trapped here. I'm like, oh well, looks like I'm staying. But yeah. Let me check the chart. All right. It's that. Then this. I can hear like he's got paper out in the lounge room and I can hear it being shredded. He's in a mood. He came in and does the thing where he gets up onto like taps the side of your leg. And that's his I would like to go outside now, please. And I ignored it. I stayed here with you guys instead of letting him out. Because then he'll go and attack the neighbor's fence and try and eat through the wood to try and get to the dogs on the other side. And they're big, scary dogs. And they would just eat Louis. And he's making a friend with the new neighbor's dog. And so they just bark at each other through the fence. Hang on, I've got to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And it goes. But yeah, it's like just yeah. Oh, this is gonna be a fun ride. Cool bananas. We'll fly through this one as long as I can remember to count. My goodness. Abby's homework. Oh my gosh, don't even joke about that. I don't think it is. She keeps all her stuff in her school bag, thank goodness. Yeah. Oh, Abby driving now. That is new. That is like, yeah, like last night when I went to get my hair done, she's like dropped me off at the hairdresser and then picked me up after I'm done. The new neighbors on this side are lovely. But it seems that the neighbors on that side, which are the ones that play all the crazy loud music at stupid o'clock at night, it looks like their owner is selling the house, so they may be gone as well. I don't know. We'll see if it sells. Who knows what they've put on it? I haven't even looked. I'd be curious. But they're doing some stuff. They're fixing up the driveway. Oh, Pearly's got Squishmail. God, love Squishmail. I haven't had Squishmail for a while. My last Squishmail was this purple yarn, I think. I'll have to rectify that. Now, at the start of the live stream, we did have a talk about the new ChowGoo swivel cables. If you either missed that or you want me to go over it again, just let me know. Because we did talk about it right at the start. I've got them somewhere. I moved them. There they are over there. But yeah, it is funness at the moment here. Pearly says, missed it. Please repeat. Okay. So ChowGoo have brought out some new cables to go with all their interchangeable sets. So previously we had the standard red cables and the nylon cables. They were the very first two. And then they brought out the blue flexies and the mini red cables. And now they've got the silver cables, which are the Swiv 360s, which are using the metal cable construction that's like the red cables, except with the swivel top of the nylon cables. So it's a real mix of both. Here we go. Oh, look, here is one. So let's try not to destroy the packaging. Here we go. Super flexible. So more like the blue flexies or the red minis. It's a bit thicker than the red mini, but it's got the small and large connectors that you can choose, but the end swivels, which you may not be able to see there, like the nylon swivels. Now, Kelly Pole did mention in the chat that she said that she's heard a few people saying that the actual like the little jump there is getting people's yarn caught. I can't imagine it would be any worse than the nylon swivels that they already have, but I don't know. So I haven't knitted with it to test. But I mean, I can feel it, but it's not terrible. So it is. I can't wait to actually cast something on with it. I think it's going to do magic loop really well. I personally don't think the red cables magic loop all that well. The mini cables magic loop great, and the blue flex cables magic loop great. So this is just that it's quite soft and flexible, but it has no memory like the red cables. So I think it's a really interesting blend of the two. I personally don't care whether it swivels or not. I would like this without the swivel, I think. But that's basically a blue flexi, I think. This is a little thicker than the blue. I think it's just a dash thicker than the blue flexi. It's definitely thicker than the mini. But then the mini, you've got to put an end connector on. So to turn the mini to take your small cables, small tips. But yeah, I like it. But yeah, if you've got any questions, let me know. Will it be better in the shorter lengths or the longer lengths? It's available from 2 inches all the way up to the 120, all the way up to like the 125 centimeter 50-inch cables. So from the smallest to the largest, I think that it will work with all of them personally. Yeah. Definitely worth looking into if you want something like, especially if you're a magic looper, definitely to have a little look at that. Kelly says, yeah, me too. I'd love it without the swivel. Yeah. And if they're not going to do it without the swivel, they need to extend the blue flexi line because it doesn't have like, does the blue flexi doesn't do all the lengths of cables. It has all the shorter lengths, but not all the longer lengths. I could be wrong. I don't think it goes up to the 125. I'd have to check. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I don't mind the blue flexis. The blue flexis work all right for me. I just don't think that there is enough choices. Oh, you are freaky. Okay, have a good night. Red cables give me a ladder with magic loop. Yeah, me too. I don't use them for magic loop. I don't like how it goes. So I tend to not magic loop. I'll use 2 cables at like 2 needles at a time. Sorry, I thought I just heard the back door open. Yeah, the blue cables only come in the short lengths. Yeah, because I didn't think they came in the full array of lengths. But yeah, I'd love the blue cables if they came in the full lengths, and I'd probably just be happy with those. But they just don't. I think the swivels look fun. What is magic loop? Okay, so it's a knitting technique so that you can use your long cable to make small circles. So if you're making a beanie, right, and it's this big, but the cable that you've got is way too long to be able to knit in the round, you can do this technique called magic loop, which means that you sort of pull out a loop at the halfway point, or at least I do it at the halfway point, and pull it out, and then you can sort of knit around and around and around that way without that. And the advantage of that is as the beanie gets smaller, that loop can keep going. You never have to change over to double pointers. And that's why I love magic loop, is especially for beanies. Because like it's all good and well to be able to use 16 inches to make the beanie, but then as you shrink it down to 16 inches, you've got to change over the double pointers. I personally would prefer just to magic loop, but the reds don't magic loop great. So, but yeah, definitely look up magic looping. It's a knitting technique. Pearly says, I don't have the laddering problem with the red cables and magic loop, so maybe I won't see or feel any difference. You'll definitely feel a difference. They're definitely a thinner cable, and they're lighter. Like you'll feel the difference, but you may not notice it in your knitting. Or you might just feel that it's easier to magic loop than what you've been dealing with. But everything is individual, and that's something I love about ChowGoo is I don't like nylon cables. I still sell nylon cables because some people love them, and maybe it is because of the swivel that they love them. What is that? Oh, come on. Massive knot. Oh, please, don't get okay, I'm done. Whew. Okay. I use the swivel nylon or the mini cables from Bob Curran. Yeah. I think these swivel cables are going to do great for people who love the nylons with the swivel cables. This way they get to have their swivel cable without the kinking nylon. You get to have the non-memory of the red cables. It was great to see you, Andrea. Thanks for dropping in. Have an awesome lunch. I'm like, what am I going to have for lunch today? It's about time to start talking about food, right? Like, I really need to do some grocery shopping, but I don't have the car today because I let Abby take it to school. I'm like, what will I have? I'll check the back freezer. There might be something in there. Maybe some spaghetti. I like spaghetti. Or I could make up a veggie pesto. I could do that. What time? Yeah, I'm just like looking at the clock. I've got a thing at 1:30, so I've got time to make some lunch. Sally had leftover spaghetti for lunch. John, I'm not even reading that out loud, you shocker. Leanne says, yes, it is time to talk about food. I'm hungry. Oh my goodness. For lunch, I'm thinking pizza, perhaps with some pineapple and anchovies. I'm all for the pineapple and not so much on the anchovies. My favorite pizza is a barbecue base chicken and cheese pizza. It can have like capsicum and mushrooms and onions and all other things, but I really like it to have chicken and pineapple. I'm actually not a big ham and pineapple pizza fan. I don't know why, because I don't have an aversion to pineapple. A magic loop would be good with socks. Yeah, heaps of people magic loop socks, like tons, because they don't want to deal with the DPNs. Absolutely. I prefer to magic loop socks, or I use the Chiagu shorties for my socks. But then I end up needing an extra needle when I'm doing like heel turns and stuff like that. Vampire says you're not getting pizza, you're getting spicy noodles and bacon. I want spicy noodles and bacon. Who else in the chat wants spicy noodles and bacon? I do magic loop 2 at a time socks. Yeah. I love the 2 at a time. Do you do the 2 next to each other, or do you the sock it in the sock method? You've been told, art sock. Yeah. Oh, Louis upset about something. Excuse me. We're live streaming in here, Louis. He doesn't care. I'm very sorry for your ears, especially those of you that are in headphones. Yeah, the new microphone might be able to solve some of this. Maybe not so much with the barky dog. Oh, I think we're getting close to the end of the Louis, enough. It's like, it's never enough. I shall continue barking. I will defend you. It's got to go from Sue Singleton. Bye, Sue. Have an awesome day. Lots of us want spicy noodles and bacon. But John says, I may just end up with ravioli. I don't mind bacon. What is the sock in a sock method of 2 at a time? I'll find a link for it and throw it into the fun zone. But there is a method. And then when you finish, you actually pull one sock out of the middle of the other sock. It is wizardry. Yeah. I've just done like a little test pair, and it was so fun. I'll find a link for you. I'm just thinking, I don't have any bacon, but I've got noodles and I've got stuff to make spicy stuff. Maybe I can have spicy noodles rather than pesto. I could do that. I'll skip the spicy noodles, but on the other hand, bacon. You two stick crafters are wizards. Yeah, some are. I wouldn't say, like, I've done it. I'm not proficient. Angela has finished her shawl. Yes. Oh, Angela, that is so awesome. I'm so glad that you're able to get that all done. Get those ends weaved in. Thanks. I didn't enjoy the 2 next to the other version. Yeah, I mean, I think it's basically based off what's that knitting called where you're doing the double thicknesses and you skip a stitch and you do it. Excuse me, don't scratch on me. I'm not ready for you yet. You sit up there quietly. for like 5 more minutes. Louis like, not 5 more minutes. Ow, 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 ow. Don't dig on me. It hurts. He's trying to dig through my hip. No, no, no. Ow, ow, ow. Stop. You're hurting me. You're going to rip my pants. He thinks it's funny. He's like, no, I really want to go outside. Double-sided knitting. Thank you. Artsock. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Double-sided knitting. We got through the yarn bath, everybody. Oh, that's a relief. Oops. I did not do the stitch I need to do. But we have made it through the Louis mess of the yarn. And we're nearly at the end of a row. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's a double knitting thing. But it's so fun. It's so fun. Double knitting style, my brain hurt, preferred the afterthought everything method. Yep. Lots of cheering. Yeah, Louis, yeah, you're probably right. He's standing at the door just staring at me like, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. You can do it, Mom. Oh my goodness. But we're staying until we get to the end of the road because it's like right here. It's not far. It's not far. We're nearly there. And then we will have used up the yarn bath. We'll be in chart 2. The second repeat of the 5th chart. And I'm so excited. I'm like just such a happy camper right now. And I'm going to have some lunch and then I've got a call. And then maybe I can just sneak out to the couch and watch something and take the blanket with me if Louis will let me. The problem with crocheting on the couch is it means that the balls of yarn are somewhere where Louis can access them. So that's the scary thing now. My daughter told me about the ready-made soups in the fridge at Woolies. Shopping yesterday, I looked at them and sent Catherine a photo of the totally bare shelves, then asked which brand. Oh my gosh. I'm not a big fan of buying pre-made soup. I tend to make my own. But I love that the options are there. I love that, like, it's just like, you know what? Like, a couple of weeks ago, there was this big uproar of people having a big old sookie whinge that at Woolies, which is our local grocery store, that you could buy pre-made or pre-cut vegetable packs. And people are like, oh, that someone's just so lazy that they don't even want to just cut their own carrots, blah, 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 where, whinge, right? And I'm sort of sitting there thinking, that's great for you with your perfectly fine upper body strength. You can cut through a carrot. But what about like people who are injured or just don't have the strength and they want julienne carrots so they can buy them at least. And then I was like, I bet they're the same people having a whinge that you can buy in a container ready just to pierce and throw in the microwave, all little baby potatoes with herbs and butter and everything. And I'm like, dude, if like one time I bought one of those, right? It was $4.50 for like 6 little potatoes. It was not cheap. But I just wanted to throw in an extra side of like a fast dinner. But it helped me work out how to make it at home. So now I don't buy the pack, but I bought a pack once. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, get a grip, people. Sometimes it's not about you. The Karens have confirmed arthritis is just laziness, although Karens can blow it out there anyway. It's like, fine, if you don't want it, if you think it's a waste, don't buy it. Leave it for the people that need it. Sally says she likes the pre-cut pumpkin. Like, absolutely. Pumpkins are a pain to cut, especially if you don't have decent knives. I recently purchased a toe-up 2 at a time sock book, good instructions for beginners and a little more advanced. I'll post a pic to the fun zone. That is awesome, Sue Ellen. I'd love to see that. I've got a few different sock books. I think I'd have to check. I know I put a lot of the books that I've got into onto my Amazon book list, but I don't think everything's in there. Leanne says, I can't cut a julienne carrot to save myself. Man, I try, but that's hard for my hands. Has anyone done any comparisons on e-spinners, the Nano 6 or Daedalus? There was somebody in the chat here last week, Bub, who had both and is selling her E6 because she loves her deadlifts, but I don't know which deadlifts. That I can't remember off the top of my head which deadlifts she said she had. But it was, I don't know where in the chat it was. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, but we had a little talk about it last week. I went for 2 weeks, 2 years not being able to have carrots and pumpkins while my frozen shoulder was bad because I couldn't cut them. I still can't cut pumpkin. Bye, Sue Ellen. Have a great day. Oh, I like getting the pre-cut mixes when my daughter springs on me that she wants a stir fry. Yeah, they're great for that because there's also no wastage. You get exactly what you need for the stir fry. Louie, calm the puppy farm. Jeez. All right. Well, guys, we've made it to the end. We're at the end of the row. Also the end of my patience with Louie and his barking. So I'm going to call it a day. And we will see you back here next week. Hopefully I will have finished this color, the persimmon. That's my goal, to have this color finished and be working on to the next one. That would mean that we could have the blanket done in 5 weeks. Well, not including the border. That would be very nice. So same bat time, same bat station next week. Keep crafting, keep safe, keep stretching. And I will see you all then. Yeah, next week. Woohoo! Bye.